Gentle listeners, welcome back to Ongoing Space Race Incorporated's feature presentation, obviously sponsored by the Keepsake Universal Multi-Tool, batteries sold separately. When we last saw our trembling heroes, they had just discovered the barely cold corpse of beloved coworker Sage. This raises the body count to 2 deceased. In this third installment, you, the listening detectives, will take the next step in this mystery. Is there a murderer among the roses? This is Horror in the Weed! What do you mean I don't...
It's undeniable. Our phone lines have been cut, and 2 people are dead. We're in mortal danger.
Told you so.
Well, congratulations, Ivy, you're a genius.
There is a murderer in this room. The only question is who?
This is ridiculous. Ivy, are you quite sure the lines were cut? Maybe the phone just isn't working because of the power.
I know what I saw, and I'm fairly certain I know who did it.
Well, go on then.
It was Willow, obviously. I couldn't find her after she left to fix the generator. You weren't anywhere near the generator, were you?
This is absurd. Can't you all see how absurd this is?
Willow, Sage told me that she believed Forrest was harassing you. Is that true?
I don't know where that came from. That's insane.
That doesn't sound insane at all. That would explain how avoidant you were of Forrest in the last week. Sounds like opportunity and motive.
Is there a murderer hiding behind that sweetheart act, Willow?
Well, Shaw, if that's our standard of motive, every one of you could have killed him. Ivy, you hated Forrest with a passion.
I may hate authority, but I've never killed someone over the unfairness of capitalism. I stood up to Forrest, sure, but that's completely different.
Is it? Where did that threatening email 2 weeks ago come from then?
What threatening email?
Forrest got a threatening email telling him what a horrible human he was and how he deserved to rot in hell. Who does that sound like to you all?
I don't remember anything about that email. Forrest never told us about it.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. When did Forrest show you his emails?
It went through the business account.
If it did, why is this the first time Ivy and I have heard about it?
Willow, was Sage telling the truth? Please, we need to know the whole story. Was Forrest harassing you, blackmailing you for something?
Forrest never did anything to me. I loved him. There. I said it. I knew no one would believe me, but it's true. We were dating. That's why I was spending so much time with him. That's why I knew so much about the things that upset him. We were talking about getting married. That is, up until about a week ago. He broke up with me then. Are you vulture satisfied then? I was in love with him. You're right, Ivy. I wasn't in the greenhouse when you came looking for me. I was in the break room crying. That's it. That's the big secret. The man I love was murdered tonight.
That's an even bigger motive. A spurned lover wanting to destroy the person who hurt her.
Then why would I kill Sage at the same time? Have we all forgotten that Sage is dead too? I may have been heartbroken, but I would never want to hurt Forrest. Miss Redford, you have to believe me, even if these two don't. I loved your brother. I promise you. I saw that thing in him that only you probably did too. I swear I would never kill him.
It honestly sounds like you might have seen more in him than I even did. I can't say I trust any of you, but Willow has a point. What about Sage? Why are both Forrest and Sage dead, and neither body looks like it's been met with foul play? The coffee. They both had coffee not long before they died.
But they both had coffee every day. Surely they wouldn't suddenly have an adverse reaction to it.
Unless there was something different about the coffee this time. They both drank from the same coffee pot, so that must be the common denominator. I think you're right, Audrey.
Oop, that's a poisoning, baby.
But with what?
Do we grow anything poisonous in the greenhouse? Audrey, what are you thinking?
I want everyone to leave my brother's office right now.
For the love of Shah, what is the...
Every one of you is a suspect, and the only person I can trust is myself and the dead bodies. Everyone leave now. You too, Audrey. You need to leave.
If I was going to kill you, I would have done it already. Come on, I adored Sage. She was kind to me when no one else was, so I have to return the favor. Besides, it would help you to have someone who knows the plants here, wouldn't it?
Shaw, you might be right. All right, here's the problem. My brother owned an encyclopedia of poisonous plants. I'm wondering if we grow any of those plants in the greenhouse, which might at least give me some semblance of a clue.
That's genius. I'm in. How can I help?
Just let's see. I have to go through as many of these as possible. There's only 2 requirements. 1, we have to grow it in our greenhouse, and 2, it has to be a discrete poison. Neither of the bodies have rashes, discoloration, or any sign of a health emergency. The poison that killed them is discreet enough that it just makes a person drop dead. Aha! Here's a candidate. Dieffenbachia causes your airways to swell shut. Have you ever seen that plant before?
Can't say I have.
Okay, what about English U causes heart failure? That certainly could be what Forrest and Sage died of. How does that look?
We might have it. Shaw, I can hardly remember now.
Wait a minute! I remember my grandfather telling us never to eat the leaves off of a rhubarb plant because they could be fatal. Surely we still have rhubarb in the greenhouse.
I'm pretty sure. Tell you what, let me check the greenhouse for both of those. Rhubarb and the English one.
English U! It's fairly simple looking with little red berries. Go check quickly! Can't wait. I'll see if I can find Forrest's records of plant quantities. Ah! Bless my brother's obsessive note-taking. Well, that's odd. We do sell Dieffenbachia. In fact, a large quantity was sold very recently to a Mr. Doe. Mr. Doe appears multiple times in this record, in fact. That sounds fishy. Surely there is no real Mr. Doe. But never mind, what about the others? See, there's a sticky note back here. Quantities of rhubarb missing. Schedule 3rd meeting with Ivy. Why on earth would Forrest need to ask Ivy? And this would be their 3rd meeting. Does he mean a disciplinary action? Could he have been meaning to fire her? Forrest, what was going on here? Audrey!
Oh, Willow. I found her here, just lying in the roses. Shaw, her head's bleeding. Somebody hit her. I just found her like this. I swear I didn't touch her.
You expect us to believe that?
Ivy, enough. Willow is the 3rd person to be murdered tonight, and the 3 of us are the last ones standing. If Audrey really did find her like that, and I was in the office this whole time, there's only one other person it could be.
You're insane. You're both insane.
But that isn't even all, is it, Ivy? You've been stealing from this greenhouse since you got here, and Forrest knew about it. That's why you had to kill him, so he couldn't ruin your future. Isn't that right? Did Sage and Willow know about your crimes too? Talk to us, Ivy! Enough is enough! You can't just spend your life spouting nonsense and then be surprised when no one believes you anymore.
That's what this is about, isn't it? No one in this place could handle me. No one in this forsaken town can handle me. Your brother was loathsome. I hope you know that. He was everything I hated. An uptight bastard who couldn't accept when someone under him was right, and certainly not someone younger than him. So he saw the perfect opportunity to get rid of me when he started framing me for the plants going missing. I don't know what was happening to those damn plants. For all I know, it was just a cover-up for whatever seedy underground business your brother was doing to earn some more money. Quite frankly, I could have cared less about his precious family legacy. He knew that. But it didn't matter. Nothing I say matters, even when I'm right. And now I'm exactly where he would have wanted me, framed for his murder. I didn't do this. I didn't kill anyone. Sure, Sage was a little annoying, and Willow thought she could be my surrogate mother, but they were good people. They didn't deserve to die. I can say that because I didn't kill them. I'll admit to the email thing. Willow was right. But I didn't steal anything, and I didn't kill anyone. I just wanted to get out of this damn town. That's all I ever wanted. I should have known I was going to die here. But it's even worse now because I'm going to rot in prison for something I didn't do. It doesn't matter. None of this matters anymore. And now I really wish I had murdered those people because then at least I would be in control. At least then you would know exactly how I feel about you all.
Ivy, I don't want to believe this, but my hands are tied.
You're just like your brother. Everything was fine until you showed up here. How do we know that you didn't murder him, Sage, and now you're trying to frame me? That's a very Redford thing to do, isn't it?
Ivy, calm down.
No! Why should I calm down?
You need to breathe. Here, drink some water.
I'm sorry. I need to go back and look at the evidence again before I say something I regret. No one move. Oh my God! Ivy, no! Don't drink the water!
Do you believe me now?
It was you.
Yes, dear listeners, we end tonight's episode with the shocking reveal of the greenhouse murderer. The unassuming Miss Audrey Cash has killed off each of her co-workers one by one. But what drove her to these horrible actions? Will our plucky amateur detective escape with her life? When will my employers finally release me from my servitude? And how will this riveting tale conclude? Tune in next week for the finale of Horror in the Week!